Different. Welcome to Truth and Transparency, aka Lean. Oh, wait, what did I say? This Lippy and Lean with Lana. That's about right. Figured I wanted to talk about my cases in the comfort of normalcy. So join me. Some of my people are subscribed to this. Some people aren't. If you want to type in chat love, you're going to have to like and subscribe. I am using a different program as well. So it's been a minute. Hopefully I can share the way that I want to. If not, it's going to be difficult. But this is just some quick breaking news out of Aliquippa that I wanted to bring to people's attention. But I will wait just a couple minutes here for people to get in chat love. What is up? What's with this name change? I don't even know if I could say it. All right. Do you want to know what I want to say that says? I mean, whatever. I'll just say, what's up, Klein? How do I subscribe? I think you just click. I think you got to go out. Oh, VA Scorpio. That's how you, okay. Oh, jeez. I don't know how to subscribe. I think you subscribe by just clicking the sub button, right? Jaxie, how do you subscribe to a channel? Hold on, Jax is going to show us. What are you doing down there, Teddy?
All
you do is what? Okay. Can you walk me through it? Is it working for you, baby? Oh, there it is. What's it doing? What's going on? Okay, there you go. Go back to the YouTube right there. Why is it black like that? I don't even know. He is so cute and smart. I got my hands full, pretty much. They do, though.
Just click. Let me show you on the phone.
You gonna show me something here? Well, let me just try something really quick. Can I just do something really quick?
You just press this.
And then you just, next to it, you said, right where it says subscribe?
Just press a video.
Okay, so here, let's try something.
Like, press that.
Okay. Anything else?
You just press, like, I don't know.
My son's teaching me a lot, so what else do I need to know?
Nothing else.
Nothing else? We're good to go? All right, cheers. I grabbed my coffee this morning, aka my tea. I'm a tea drinker. I like green tea. Going through all my mail this morning. Okay, so really quick, Aliquippa, near and dear to my heart. It's like a second home. I'm going to have this video, and then I'm probably going to share it eventually on my other channel. But I kind of just wanted to speak in peace without being interrupted by, oh my gosh, no, Teddy.
No!
Teddy, oh my goodness, look at what just happened. What happened here? What is this from? Teddy?
It's from the iPad.
What? What? All these cords are just going to, you know what? Teddy, come here. Teddy, let me see, baby. Life's a tragedy over here. Hey, girl, hey. Are you kidding me, Teddy? Teddy, ruiner. Teddy, ruiner. Oh, baby, my poor baby. Rock up, my baby.
No, that's my baby.
Oh, this is your baby?
Not your baby. I'm still in that baby.
You're still in this baby? You're my baby. All right. Well, I got breaking news out of Aliquippa. Jones Street is never going to be the same.
I'm still in that baby.
You still that baby.
Again.
You guys are well aware that Carlisha Williams was the cousin in the house where Sheldon Jeter Jr. was supposed to go, and he did go to take medicine on.
Stop!
Okay. Oh. There you go. Here, come get your doggy. Teaching responsibilities. So, okay, again, guys, Carlisha Williams is the cousin of Sheldon Jeter Jr. Testified in court that that's where, Sheldon brought the medicine and all that stuff. Jones Street is where it was brought. And Jones Street is actually way more important than people will ever know unless they come to this channel, unless they talk to me. But they will see one day. So the breaking news is it's very important to understand that the digital evidence does not support in any way, shape, or form Carlisha Williams' statements to the detectives when she was interviewed, nor do they support her sworn testimony in court during Sheldon's trial. With that being said, I would like to explain to everybody why. And that is very simple. Let go. Okay, let go. 1 second. Jaxie, I'm going to need you to put our girl, she needs to be here for a minute.
Now I'm going to need to charge the iPad.
Are you going to try to do some gaming tonight?
Yes.
If it works, you think we can see if other people want to game with you? No.
Teddy, just walk. This is not even, I don't even think this is ours.
Well, I'm going to have to change all these cords around. I am being tested by every one of my children. That includes my puppy. I'm being tested by every one of the children on YouTube as well. Jaxie, what are you making over here, baby?
Making a big thing. Look.
Okay.
And it comes out like this.
Okay. Is that like a piggy bank?
Why did you put her in the cage?
Baby, because she has to learn.
You put it back in here like this.
She's going to learn today now.
So Sunday. If you want to do it, if you want to put it in faster, you could just do this. Grab these.
All your coins?
Yeah. Just put it in like this. If all of them fit, if all of them don't fit, put them and you're gonna put into his time.
Okay.
Done.
Okay. Well, it's done. Okay, so let's get back to something here. We're going to talk about. Hey, baby, will you go upstairs and grab on your bed? I think I have a piece of paper there for me, please.
No.
Will you do it for Mama Bear,
No.
please?
Who?
Who's going to buy you all your toys?
You.
Well, then you should probably do something for me. It's got to be a give, love, take relationship.
No, you're not gonna buy my toy.
Okay.
Somebody else's.
All right, you're right. We're going to ask the panhandlers outside to give us money.
No.
No, we're not. Okay, good.
We're gonna ask. Guess what?
I'm getting schooled by a 6-year-old.
Who else is here?
Denny?
Yes, he's gonna get it.
Okay, cool.
He's gonna get
I'm buying him a toy. Don't buy him anything. He has so much. Okay, so let's talk about this. Ready?
I'm gonna buy like.
Let's talk about some logic here,
It's gonna
son.
be like 100 babies. There's 100 babies.
This is 100 babies.
Ooh.
Okay, it's on. The mic is on, baby.
Ooh. Ah.
He can't hear himself. Here, right here. Can you hear now?
Ah. Ah.
Say, too sexy for my shirt. Too sexy for my shirt.
No. Let me.
Okay, here.
Let me by my ear. Ooh. 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 Ooh.
Okay, people don't want to hear that in their ear. No, that's not kind. Thank you. Say thank you. Practice it. Now, here, we're going to practice. Here, we'll practice.
No.
Here, give me that really quick.
No.
I'm gonna rip it off. I'm gonna rip it off. This is what we do for a lot of fun. Okay, so getting back. Ew, that's gonna hurt if I rip it. Okay. So as I was saying, it'll be on my main channel, but I want to talk in peace. I want to talk to people that actually want to know about, Aliquippa, true crime, and what I actually do with my time. So Jones Street is way more important than the police, than any of the detectives have. Okay. So what do you want to talk about? I just said one thing you cannot do. You cannot. Okay. Let's talk about what's your favorite number? Be polite. Tickle. What is this cough? Jax, come on, that is not nice. Say people that are listening to this in their ears, it's gonna hurt their ears. Do you know what I'm saying? You know that. So why don't so let's go see who's here. Who's here? Oh, there you go. Go help Denny.
No.
Yeah.
No. Never.
Never. My baby. Are you gonna be a kid? Are you gonna be okay?
Yeah, good. I'm gonna say my favorite number.
Okay, what do you think it is? No screaming, you hear me?
Okay.
No screaming, that's not nice.
Okay.
Guess what? They all have little kids out there. Maybe you can have some new friends. When you're not nice, you can't have friends. Jax, don't you do it. Oh, body slam me. What'd you get?
Right?
Let's see. Denny went to pick up the beef eye round roast. Perfectly, no fatty chunks. Okay. Teddy needs to be reprimanded for taking a nice pee over here next to my desk.
Really?
Yep. Denny the rescue.
No.
Where's the pea?
Lord. Okay. Like, round of applause for Jax and him being a 6-year-old. No. Okay, your favorite number is what? What's your favorite number? What's your favorite number? Go ahead. Okay, here, wait, let's. What's 3 plus 4? Let's see what we learned. What's 3 plus 4?
Seven.
Yes. What's 5 plus 2? Stop. Okay, sorry about that. Boston, you going back to work? So are you in the bathroom, Boston? Hopefully you are. Someone's got to make our money, honey. At least one of us work in the relationship there, Boston. Someone's got to make money. Look at. No, go take him to the workout room. Make him work it out. He's got to do 100 push-ups. 100.
Okay, you're gonna have to throw that in there.
You want me to do it?
Yeah.
Okay. Hang tight. I'm going to make sure that my roast is right. Apologize for the delay.
I'll draw it outside of the line.
Okay, yeah, so going back to Jones Street, Croatia is where the medicine was taken. Everything happened up on Jones Street. The breaking news, if you've been following along in the Sheldon Jr. case, is first of all, there was surveillance from the house that was across the street from where Carlicia lived, and it was mentioned that they had it, that authorities had it. But technically, you know, when like if your front door faces, if you're on the corner of a street, wherever your front door faces is actually the street that your house is technically part of. So why people couldn't figure out if anybody was ever investigating this case, when they were referring to the house across the street from Carlicia that had surveillance, you'd think that you're looking for a house on Jones Street. You're not. You're actually looking for a house that is on Moreland Street, which is at the corner of Jones and Moreland, because Carlicia's house is on the corner. And this surveillance camera holds exculpatory evidence, which show the victim alive and with other people other than Sheldon Jeter Jr. Number one. Number two, where is this videotape? Where is the surveillance? And number three, your biggest bomb right here is when residents came home that lived in Carlicia's house with her. They came home, they said that they heard 3 gunshots and then that sirens happened right away. And that's actually very important in this case because there was a total of 7 gunshots. 4, though, were with one type of bullet. And then there was 3 that was a different type of bullet. And if you actually look at the crime scene photos, there's a cluster of 4, and then there are 3 that are scattered. And that is actually perfect with what somebody that came home after 11:30 said they heard the 3 gunshots. Well, where are those other 4? And that's why Jones Street is so important, is what really happened on Jones Street. And how many people were interviewed on Jones Street? How many people were interviewed on Jones Street to anything that could have happened that night? As remember, Sheldon and Tariq Pugh went up there not once but twice. So you would think that, you know, on a nice May Friday night, that there could be a good chance that people would be outside, hanging out on their porch, all these things. But the police didn't interview anybody on Jones Street. The only person that was interviewed that lived on Jones Street was the person that called 911. And isn't that ironic that the 911 caller lived on Jones Street? But I'm going to go one step further and say that there's a reason that nobody on Jones Street was interviewed. It's because of who lived on Jones Street. The person that lived next door, okay, to Carlicia is none other than the girlfriend, baby mama of Timmy Patrick, who is the detective and who most certainly was in the courtroom every single day of Sheldon Jeter Jr.'s trial. And he ran all the audio and visual stuff for court. He is very close friends with the district attorney, D.A. Lozier. Again, I want to repeat this. Carlicia's statements to the police before anybody was arrested don't add up. She went with the same story in court. Don't add up. And that was where Sheldon was bringing the medicine to his cousin's house. That's Carlicia and Sheldon are cousins. And the biggest part that didn't add up was her testimony and her statements of saying that Sheldon went upstairs when he came to her house. Sheldon always had his phone on him. Sheldon's digital evidence proves that he did not go up any flights of stairs when he went to Jones Street either time. So why would somebody be dishonest about where this medicine was handed off? I mean, that just doesn't make any sense, right? Well, when I dug deeper, it made perfect sense to me, which was she never says that she saw Sheldon. If you actually go over when anytime I've ever talked about her testimony, she says that Sheldon went upstairs because she was in the bathroom and that they talked through a door, which means she's never physically seen Sheldon. But for whatever reason, she wanted the authorities to believe that she was in that home and that she was upstairs. Those are the two things that came very, very clear. If you were to hear her testimony and then that it's not true, well, why would you make up something about where this medicine was brought? He just brought it. Why would you have to say that you're upstairs and that Sheldon then came inside and then he went upstairs and then you guys were having a conversation between a bathroom door, which is just, why would I talk to somebody through a bathroom door if they're taking a shit? I would never. I'm sorry, but I think that's disgusting. But, and if you weren't taking a shit, if you were just doing your hair, then why can't the bathroom door be opened and you're just, hey, I'm getting ready, I'm getting dressed or what? I'm just doing my hair. Everything about those statements made no sense. Well, I do what I do, and I figured out that Carlicia had a reason for what she said and why she said it. And then you have to bring into account what's been going on up and until that murder, which was Carlicia Williams was looking at 40 years for a huge fentanyl ring that they were mailing fentanyl and carfentanil through the mail. And it involved a lot of states, and she was part of it. She pled guilty, and that she was looking at her sentencing on May 29th, just 2 weeks after this murder. And to this day, Carlicia has not been sentenced. To this day, Carlicia has mentioned to people that she's not going to prison. She's not going to federal prison. That's 40 years plus fines, like $5 million. So I knew that immediately. I was like, And then Carlicia went to none other than Sheldon Jeter Jr.'s place in the morning to her grandfather's house, because remember, they're cousins. They share the same grandfather. Sheldon lives with his grandfather, and none other than Carlicia Williams shows up between 8:30 and 9 o'clock in the morning. The girl couldn't leave the house to come pick up her own medicine for her stepfather that they needed so badly. But you wake up in the morning and you come to see if everybody's okay. Why wouldn't you just pick up the phone and call? She said that that people called her from the PSP, Pennsylvania State Police. And that's the reason that she went there in the morning, is to make sure that everybody was okay. Well, I'm going to break it on down for you. I have audio. I have a bunch of stuff. I'm going to break it on down, and Aliquippa is never going to be the same once they hear this and once they see me lay it all out. And none other than Timmy Patrick's detective, he is a detective who was most certainly involved with the prosecution of Sheldon Jeter Jr. His baby mama lived at 119 Jones Street. She was the neighbor. And what I've said all along is that I don't believe that Carlisha Williams was in that home when Sheldon actually brought the medicine the first time. And the digital evidence actually supports that, hypothesis, because Sheldon got out of his vehicle when he first got up there and he made all of his movements, his 84 steps, which would be 42 one way, 42 back is 84. If you get out of your vehicle, you walk up to the house, you knock on the door, you give medicine to the 14-year-old, and then you walk back to your car, get in your car, and then, or you could even ask at the door, hey, is your mom home? Hey, mom. No, I don't know. Maybe she's next door. Well, here, I'm just dropping off this medicine. So here you go. Gets back in the car, his SUV, and then that's when the phone call happens. Sheldon takes 84 steps. And now, according to Carlisha's statement, Carlisha said that she told Sheldon when he arrives to call her. And I said, okay, well, he definitely called, but I don't think he called her to let him know that he was there. He called her to say that he had left the medicine, and it was a 9-second phone call. Because the normal thing to do if you were going to tell somebody that you were calling them because hey, I just arrived. Like, are you coming out to grab this? Like, do you want me to come in? That would mean that I never walked out of the car. I would be in my vehicle. I pull up, and you told me to call you when I got there. Well, that's her testimony. We've never got to hear from Sheldon. And so remember, there is a very significant importance behind the fact that Sheldon had to go up there twice. And the importance with that is why did Sheldon have to go up there twice? Who called him to go back up there and why? There's 91 timeline transactions missing in Sheldon's phone. 91. That's a lot. That's a lot. But the mere fact is that if Sheldon was to walk in that home and go up those stairs, there would have been not only a record of his steps, but then just like everything else you're going to see in this ridiculous timeline that I have is it keeps separately when you go upstairs. And that is just simply just never happened when Sheldon was at any time on Jones Street. He never went up any stairs. So why would Carlisha have such a ridiculous story to tell authorities? And why is it adamant that she says that she was upstairs and that he came upstairs? Like, that's a very important part of clearly Carlisha's story, because why not just say that, yeah, he came over, he gave me the medicine, and then he left. Why are you adding all of this other crap? And then when you see the digital evidence and you see like, okay, well, Sheldon never went up any stairs. So doesn't that make Carlisha's whole statement a false statement? It does. So getting back to the importance of all of this and getting back to the importance of Jones Street is all the characters that lived actually on Jones Street and what the police did to protect everybody that lived on Jones Street. I cannot reiterate this enough, that you have a homicide, you have somebody murdered, and there is rumors and allegations that people were gambling up there, and people are known to be hanging out on people's porches and just like, so why wouldn't every single neighbor get a knock at the door by police and ask them everything about May 15th? That never happened. And when you, at least for me, when I found out that the neighbor of Carlicia is the girlfriend and baby mama to Timothy Patrick. Wow. Just wow. Those two homes, if you want to know a lot about Aliquippa, got to follow the money, got to follow the real estate. And Chucky Betters is the who owns Carlicia's home, and the Crow Techs own the house that Timothy Patrick's baby mama lived in. And there's been rumors this whole time, and yeah, they can be rumors, but like as a detective, you're supposed to like look into those. And gambling was supposedly going on up at Jones Street, and so where is one person interviewed about gambling? Where is one person asked, like, did you have people over? Why wasn't Carlicia ever brought back in and questioned on the fact that, you stated multiple times that you were upstairs and Sheldon, when he came in, you heard him ask for you, and the kid said, she's upstairs, and that he came then up there, and that he was there for about 15 minutes. The digital evidence doesn't support that. And guess what? If it supports him making like steps, as in walking during that time frame, then you can't sit here and say that he didn't have his phone on him, because he did, because he's making those steps. He's making just ground movement. And if you're doing your job, she says that he came upstairs. Well, then she goes one step further to say, I had no idea that he was coming back a second time. Okay, well then, why would Sheldon go back? How would Sheldon know that the medicine was wrong? How would Sheldon know that there wasn't enough medicine? Who could be the only possible people to know this? And there's only one person. And that would be Carlicia Williams, because she was either told this from the stepdad when she handed the medicine, which we'll get all into how that all got transferred, or the stepdad then telling her, hey, this isn't the right kind, or this isn't the pill, this doesn't look like the pills I normally take. But any way you slice and dice it, the only way that Sheldon Jeter Jr. goes back up the hill the second time is he is lured back up there. And once Carlicia lied about what happened the first trip, then what that makes it is okay, what did she say about the second trip? She didn't know anything about it. That she was upstairs in her room and she didn't even know that Sheldon came there because she was working on a business plan. Who works on a business plan if they know that they're facing 40 years in federal prison? Who tells police officers when they ask her? And she's like, on a Friday night at 11:30, I'm upstairs in my room. My kids are all downstairs with my new 7-month-old, but I'm upstairs. Had no idea that Sheldon came back. Didn't know he was coming back. Didn't ask him to come back. Didn't hear anything because I was upstairs working on a business plan. Where's that follow-up question to say, Miss Williams, what business plan were you working on? Right here, you pled guilty. You pled guilty to federal, for how many grams? Whoa, that's you're looking at 40 years in federal prison. What business plan are you working on? You're going to be in prison. Who needs a business plan? Not to mention who works on a business plan at 11:30 on a Friday night. I mean, whatever. But it's during COVID. Nobody's working. But then one step further for her is that On May 29th, she is supposed to be sentenced, and she's facing 40 years plus $5 million in fines. And she's working on a business plan on May 15th at 11:30 at night. Carlisha Williams was not home when Sheldon went there to bring the medicine the first time. He walked up to the door. He said, "Hey, is your mom here?" I believe that the little kid then said, "No, she's not." He then goes back to his vehicle. And then when he got back to his vehicle, when he called her like he did after he made his steps, that's what the digital evidence shows. When he called then, that's when he said that he left the medicine there, or he then said, "Hey, I just went up to the house. The kids didn't say that you were there," but this was only a 9-second phone call, so only not that much could transpire. But what makes perfect sense is, "Hey, girl, where you at?" "Oh, I'm next door." "Okay, well, I left the medicine with the kids, so it's there." "Okay, talk to you later." Click. Or, "Hey, oh yeah, I'm next door. Come over." Something like that. That's your 9-second phone call, and it was after Sheldon made those steps. But there's a reason that Carlisha Williams couldn't say that she was next door, because then they would ask her, "What are you doing next door?" "Oh, we were all gambling." "Oh, so everything that people have been saying is correct." Why? If you know that Sheldon just told you that he's coming there to bring you medicine, then you leave your house and you go next door. And how about this? How about when they talked for that 2 minutes and 30 seconds? Who's to say that Sheldon never went to actually 121 Jones Street? What if when they were on the phone, it was like, "Yeah, bring it up here. Call when you get here, because you need to call when you get here because I'm next door. I'm hanging out here at the friend's house." Why would Carlisha have to lie at all? Yeah, he came over. I wasn't there. I was next door. He left the medicine. And mind you, the stepdad's statements is that from 11 o'clock onward, he was sitting outside the back porch, which you guys will see all about, like the house, and I'm going to point it all out. But that would mean on the second trip up there, not the first trip, because it happened before 11. But the second trip, he was sitting on the porch in the back, which is very accessible to seeing everybody that comes up the hill. And for him to say he has no idea, he didn't see anything, he didn't hear anything, that's AKA for I just want to stay the fuck out of this. So it's kind of like my case. People out there know the truth. I know they know the truth. And it's whether or not they want to tell the truth. And that's exactly what happened with Sheldon Jeter is people know the truth. He's sitting in prison for a murder that he did not commit. And every bit of Carlisha's movements the whole night. Are we going to believe when you talk about, remember, credibility? How is Carlisha Williams credible? She's been pushing fentanyl. She's been pushing fentanyl for freaking years through the mail for a bunch of drug lords. And don't you want to ask Carlisha, who do you work for? How did you get involved in this if you're just such a great girl? And how'd you get caught up in this? Where are all you don't think that that's relevant? You don't think that a person that just eluded 40 years of federal prison and hasn't been sentenced, you don't think that has any relevancy in the fact that she testified at Sheldon Jeter Jr.'s trial? Well, I think there's a lot. And then check this out, guys. 3 people this past week have OD'd and have been killed due to fentanyl overdoses in Aliquippa. My phone was just ringing off the hook when I was in Denver about, Dasha telling me, like, we just buried another friend, or we're about to bury another friend, or this. I mean, 3 people. I said, well, keep our witnesses away from that. It's just unbelievable.
How Bangka is the biggest one too.
You guys know one of my favorite sayings is checkmate, right? Well, I don't understand how Sheldon's lawyers couldn't checkmate Carlisha Williams because they didn't try, because they did nothing. You got the main detective best friends with DA Lozier, the neighbor to Carlisha. None of Jones Street's asked a damn thing, and that there is exculpatory evidence. And it's just because in Carlisha Williams' interview, the detectives say, we were told from the people that live across the street from you that have the mowers that they have surveillance, and we're in the process of getting those cameras. Denny, say hi.
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 How's it going?
Living the dream.
That's it.
And where are those cameras today? Where's that surveillance? Where's that footage? It's not there, guys. But Lana knows who lives there. Lana knows who lives on all of those houses up in Plan 6. Not one person was interviewed on Jones Street except for the Joe Richardson. Unbelievable. And then when the police found out from Carlisha that, hey, I went to my grandfather's house that next morning between 8:30 and 9. I mean, that's early. I mean, I get it when you're a mom and kids are getting up early and everything, but she went down to make sure that everybody was okay. Why would you need to make sure everybody's okay? Well, because PSP had called. Well, when did they call? And then she kind of slips up and says, she says some things that I'll bring to your guys' attention a little bit later on.
Mommy,
Jaxie,
it's snowing.
we're going sledding.
Yes. Is that a big volcano? Oh my God.
You guys know what Brady is, right? What a Brady violation is. You guys have heard this from Kim Kaufman, just repeating it like, oh my God, there's a Brady violation for like Tammy Lee and all this stuff with Chris Watts. What actually is a Brady violation is what actually happened to Sheldon, which would be there was footage. Again, can the police just say like we lied to Carlisha just to get her to tell the truth? We really didn't have footage from the people across the street. I mean, of course, I guess they could have. But if at any point in time you came across information and you didn't turn it over to the defense, that is a Brady violation. And that's exactly what happened to Sheldon. Not only that, but when you know that you can't go down a certain path because it could lead to exculpatory evidence, what's that called? Aliquippa shady as fuck. Everybody knows it. And I have had over 300 people from Aliquippa reach out to me personally, write me either in the DMs or in a message and thank me. And also people want the truth. People are out there. They know that Sheldon didn't do this. Law enforcement knows that Sheldon didn't do this. But if Sheldon doesn't take the fall, more people die. That's what people are meant to believe, is that if Sheldon doesn't take the fall for this, that more people are going to die. And I just can't imagine that.
You know who's the biggest one in
The people that usually put the fentanyl in, you guys, it's not the main person because you don't want to ever kill your clientele. It's just it doesn't make any sense. If you kill your clientele, who are you going to sell your drugs to? The people that usually cut the drugs are the middlemen to make more money. Okay. It's just like anything. I mean, if I have a pound of feathers and I want a pound of feathers to last longer, I'm going to just put another pound worth of artificial feathers. And now I got 2 pounds to sell of feathers. But I'm going to you guys know, like cocaine, and people put shit in it to make it last longer. So it's your middlemen that are doing the cutting. And so it matters when people say, like, who did you buy this off of? Okay. It matters who you bought it off of. It doesn't matter whose drugs it is originally, but who did you buy this shit off of? Because that's who cut it. You know, Frank Katropa's brother died of a quote unquote heart attack. Well, he quote unquote OD'd. And whose stuff was it? How do you die on your own supply? Was it his supply? Was he given something? I know that JoJo didn't live up, he's a bigger dude, but I know that a lot of people in Aliquippa, Black community, white community, JoJo wasn't out calling hits on people. He just did drugs, sold drugs, got himself in trouble, but always managed to get himself out. But the people that are framing people for murder, the people that are killing people, I'm sorry, but that's where my focus is. And if you guys want to do drugs, I don't care what people want to put in their body and what they don't, but that's on them. If you try to sell to kids, I have a problem with that. But that was like a golden rule that my dad always, we always talked about back in the day. He's like, the Italians didn't let, if someone tried to come to the parking lot and sell little kids drugs, I mean, you got your ass beat. That wasn't happening. That's like a golden rule. You don't mess with people's moms. You don't try to beat up old people. And you definitely don't mess with the kids, the little kids. So, if there's people out there that want to do drugs, I don't care if they want to do drugs. I'm not here to put away drug dealers. That's not what this is about for me. What it's about for me is people that are in power positions manipulating the system and being part of innocent people going away because they have to cover up what they're a part of. So, I've actually made this known when I was in Paris Grill in Aliquippa. I said, I don't give a shit about any of you guys that sell drugs. I told that to the drug dealers right to their faces. And they got it. They were like, I see you. I see you. I said, I don't care. I said, if somebody wants to put, I do not care. I said, because I'm gonna be blunt. I don't think any one of you guys in this bar has committed murder. So I don't care what you do. You want to sell drugs? You want to take drugs? That's your life. That's not my life. You want to kill somebody and then blame somebody else? That's my life. So, and I think that when I say that, because in Aliquippa, I'm gonna be blunt, like people sell drugs to make a living, but it's not that they're just selling drugs to the Aliquippa. He went outside, baby. He just walked out the front door. He's coming right back up. He had to grab something from the car. Okay? it's not like they're just selling drugs to the people that live in Aliquippa. They're selling drugs to people that live in Pittsburgh, people that live in Youngstown. So they're also not like out to, I guess you'd say, kill their community. Like that's not what they're doing. There's people out there that like drugs and that do drugs, and there's people out there that got caught up in it as a drug dealer at a young age, and like, hey, I'm not trying to hurt anybody. You want to buy the stuff? Hey, I'm going to sell it and I'm going to make money, because at the end of the day, you're going to go buy it off of somebody else. And I don't even have a high school education. Like, what do you want me to go do? Work at McDonald's? Meanwhile, I can just, you want me to work 40 to 80 hours? I could work for 2, and make how much money? You guys remember that saying, like the war on drugs? That political statement. Population control could be part of the war on drugs, if you really think about it. If you're overpopulated, what's a great way to get rid of population? Who's to say the government isn't slicing and dicing up all the drugs? When people use the words blackmail, the only way that you could blackmail somebody is if you get something in return. So what are people getting in return if you are to blackmail somebody? Blackmail comes from a position of power. Always remember that. Leverage, power. Never a war on drugs as our soldiers protect poppy fields. But it's not just amazing when they would talk about that back in the day. Like the war on drugs, World War III, the war on drugs. Think about it. Everybody is master manipulators in the government. If we need to invade a place, we're going to make a reason as to why. So that's called manipulation. For example, our gas prices are ridiculous. Why? How can our gas prices be like this? Why? There's a reason. Well, what's the reason? Why are we paying ridiculous gas prices right now? People in power positions have been abusing Aliquippa for a long time. And it's just time for the people of Aliquippa to take back their power, because you do have power in numbers. I promise you that. It's always power in numbers. But yeah, what do you guys think? Lippy with Lana. I got 9 of you guys just listening to this that I will save, and I could share it if I want. But I love the fact that I can just talk about what's going on in Aliquippa and not be bothered with any of the bullshit. So it's nice. All right, well, I'm going to wrap this up. Like I said, just 1 hour Lippy with Lana, made it perfect. And who knows? Maybe I'll be back later. Oh, love my Charlie Faith. Melissa, I admire what you are doing, Lana. Yes. And speaking of which, Melissa, I am going to be doing my first episode on Indiana. Indiana's like right around the corner too for me. And I got a couple of females that were murdered in 2000. And I believe it was 2018 as well. 2017, 2018. So I think it's about time that I go ahead and let the world know that I'm going to Indiana, and I'm going to be doing it's a 3-part series, 3 shows on the Delphi murders. So, remember, I don't usually cover things unless I have some discovery or family to go off of. So, but yeah, I've just seen enough of these ass clowns on YouTube covering cases, and it's to hear people over and over and over say that they care about victims. If you care about victims, you would never cover cases the way that you cover cases. Period. End of story. You would never let rumors go. It's just nuts. So when I hear people hashtag, I'm here for the victims, I'm here for the victims. Well, what do you think Fight for a Family is? We're here to what? Fight for a Family cares about what? The truth, which ultimately only helps who? The victims. If you want to ever help victims, you find the truth. Because if you want to sleep at night and not wonder, did this person really do this? And go get the truth. You'll be fine. I may not always be right, but my intentions are pure and my conviction is strong. So Melissa Beck, you goddamn right, I'm the real deal. Why do you think people throw their panties my way? I've been following that case since the beginning. LB, yep. I believe that I want to use my voice and my passion and my time to not focus on the hate that I see and the lies that I see. So I figured I'm going to go down and see Lindsay. I'm going to go down and see her cousin and her parents. And I said, you know what? I can swoop on through Indiana and give 24 hours up over there. So, but Fight for Families, doing what they've always done, doing what I've always done. And I just want to say thank you guys for recognizing that, because I think a lot of people out there do recognize that. So thank you. And I encourage people to let people know to, if you want, I might not be on my channel much. I might be over here. It's just because I don't want the noise. So I'm going to go make this roast. We're going to go sledding. And I'm going to be spontaneous. So until you make me cry, I don't want to make anybody cry. That's not what I ever want to do. But I think you're probably crying tears of joy is what I'm guessing there, Melissa. As long as you don't sell your panties at 7-Eleven. We'll never have a problem. Till next time. Be kind and chat love. I don't even know how to end this. I've never done it from this before. Okay, I found the button. All right, guys. Peace out, Girl Scouts. See you soon. We're coming for you, Jones Street.